Hello, today I would like to share with you the recipe of baking powder. It is really easy to make and you can store it 3-4 weeks and it is very safe without any additional preservatives, and it takes like 3 minutes to make. What we need citric acid. I bought it on Amazon. And we need baking soda, which you can buy at any store in the United States. Also, additional ingredients are cornstarch or potato starch, any starch you want. If you use modified cornstarch, it doesn't have gluten in the United States, and then these 3 ingredients will make, without flour, will make a gluten-free baking powder. If you don't care about gluten, then you can use unbleached all-purpose flour, which I have here. Now I will tell you the proportions. So rule number 1, before we start measuring it, all dishes should be absolutely dry. Because as soon as any moisture comes between citric acid and baking powder, immediately the reaction starts, and then they won't work in your baking recipe. Another rule is use the same spoon or the same measuring some kind of tool. I'm using this spoon to measure everything. So first I will go, it doesn't matter what goes first. I have here powderized citric acid. That's why I'm using 3.5 spoons of citric acid. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, something like that, maybe even more, like this. If you have a citric acid in granules, then use 3 teaspoons, 3 spoons, or measuring spoons, doesn't matter. Now, baking soda is 5 spoons. 5. So that 5 spoons of baking soda. Now make sure you don't have clumps. That's why I'm using this sifter. Okay, so this is all powderized. This is already baking powder. If you mix it, it is a baking powder. You can use it as is without cornstarch and flour. But if your recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of baking powder, use half teaspoon if you do not add to this cornstarch or flour. So, and it will be definitely gluten-free, of course. But I'm going to add, now how much? Total number of spoons should be 12. And how much starch, how much flour you use, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use 3 spoons of cornstarch and 9 spoons of flour. So total will be 12. But you can use 6 and 6, or you can use 12 cornstarch or 12 flour. It is completely up to you. These 2 ingredients are just the fillers. Also, I recommend you to use a bigger jar to transfer it first and shake it well to make sure all ingredients really mix well together. And after that you can transfer into smaller jar, but do not forget to write the date you made it, and make sure after 3-4 weeks you throw it away. Now shake it well, and that's it. Now I can transfer into the smaller jar and use it when I need it. And if your recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of baking powder, you use exactly 1 teaspoon of this powder. Done. So that's my baking powder. Now I would like to show you how, in case moisture gets into your mixture, what will happen. Here I will add here baking soda. Here is baking soda and citric acid, little bit, see? And now into this I will add this just regular water, little bit of water, And look what happens. Immediate reaction starts. This reaction should be inside your baking, not before that. It bubbles and basically it neutralizes and it won't work in your bakery. Make sure you keep it very, very dry. Write the date here and keep it in your pantry. That's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.